Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a bluish look, but not like a complete blue look. I'm talking about like a pop of blue because I really want to use a specific liquid lipstick and it's a little crazy, at least it is for me. I don't wear colors like this and I really want to wear it today. And I want to do my first look with it kind of more like a neutrally eye with a pop of blue. Maybe I may end up changing my mind because I have a lot of blue shadows here, so I might end up putting it all over the lid. I just know I want blue in the inner corner for sure. So subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and we're just gonna jump in. Okay, so we're gonna start, I think, with the eyes because I want this shadow to really pop and stand out because I am using blues today. At least that's what I plan on doing. I'm gonna take the Merle Norman Automatic Shadow Base, which looks like this. It's just a white cream base. You definitely do not have to have this. If you have a white, like chubby eye pencil, you could use that as well. But I actually don't own one of those. This is what I have and it works just as well. So you can definitely use something like this as well. So we're gonna take this palette. This is the Hard Candy Look Pro Matte Eyeshadow Pro palette. It looks like this. And I'm gonna take this because it is all matte. And because the other two palettes I have here with like the blues in them don't really have a matte shadow in them. And one of them was also limited edition, so you cannot purchase it anymore. But the shadow in it is very similar to some other shadows. So you could definitely get one of those. What is this little baby here doing? I have no idea. We're first going to take this shade right here. This is kind of like neutrally brown. It's not too cool. It's not too warm. I'm going to take this one first because, you know, blue is typically a cooler shade. But I don't want my eyelid to look like I'm dead. So I'm going to take this and use this as my transition shade to kind of buff everything out, just so I have something to go off of. If you don't want to put a neutral shade, you definitely don't have to, but I feel more comfortable doing like a colorful look when I have a neutral, the way I can go back and blend everything out without it going a little too crazy. I do have a couple looks on my channel where I don't use a neutral really at all, but today we're going to be wearing a crazy lip. So you guys already saw it in the thumbnail. And I'm very excited about it because I love that brand. This is the Disney Ohana Lilo & Stitch eyeshadow palette. This is actually pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's also not the worst palette I've ever used. And I'm actually going to take the shade Experiment 626, which is this blue right here. This one. But I'm not going to take like a whole bunch of it. I'm just going to take kind of like a lightish amount, just like this, just so the tip of my brush has it on there, because I want to put just a tiny bit right here. That way I can start building off of that color, so I don't have like a crazy blue crease to start with. I'm applying this lower than the transition shade we applied. Now I'm going to go back in with that original brown shade we used just to blend out the edges. That way this look isn't super harsh. I just dropped that palette, but it didn't break. I'm gonna combine two colors for my lid shade, but this palette is actually not available anymore, but there are so many shadows that are literally identical to this on the internet that you could use instead of this. It's just what I personally have, and I haven't used this palette for a hot minute. That's why I'm using it today. This is the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself Eye and Cheek palette, in case you were wondering, and this is what it looks like on the inside. I'm going to take the shade Dream. In case you have this palette at home, you can follow along. And I'm going to take that on a packing brush that I have here, which I will use again in a second, and I'm going to pack this right in the center. Now I'm going to take that Lilo & Stitch palette again. I'm going to take the shade Surf's Up, which is this really awesome blue right here. And I'm actually just going to take that on my finger because I already swatched it earlier, so it's already on my finger. I'm going to pack this right over top. I'm going to take the Clinique Moisture Surge Extended Thirst Relief. This will be my last use. I'm going to take the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse foundation in the shade 10 Porcelain Ivory, and I have a new sponge. This is my Real Technique sponge, actually. The LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer in the shade Porcelain, and this has product all over it, which I'm not happy about. Now I'm going to take my Coty Airspun loose face powder and translucent to first smack that all out, and then I'm going to bake with this just while I do my eyebrows. I'm going to take the e.l.f. Brow Kit in the shade Light to fill in my eyebrows today. I only have this one and the Wet n Wild one, but the Wet n Wild one, neither one of them match me perfectly, but this one matches me a lot better than the Wet n Wild one does, so that's why I've been using this one. Take my e.l.f. contour palette in the shade Light just for this yellow shade right here. I just wanted to brighten my under eyes just a tiny bit because I feel like they're looking a little too dark. I'm going to take this guy today. This is the Tarteist Pro Glow. I don't know why I said today. I've been using this like in every video recently because I'm currently obsessed with it. And I'm going to take the shade Sculpt, which is this one right here. And I'm actually going to do a little bit more of a dramatic type contour today compared to what I normally do because of our dramatic lips. It's not going to be too much because I feel like if I put too much, then it'll take away from the lip. Peach Bunny, which is this one down here. I think I use this one the most on my channel. It's not my most used bronzer, but I think I use this bronzer the most out of the little black book of bronzers on my channel. Since I'm not the type of person to normally skip blush, I'm going to use the Revlon Naughty Nude Powder Blush. This is actually one of my top favorites because it goes with absolutely any look. I mean any. This is what I use when I do dark smoky eyes. This is what I use when I do looks like this. You can wear it with natural makeup to have like a natural like glow to your cheeks. But yeah, if you're a type of person that doesn't really like really pigmented blushes or really colorful blushes and you're more of like a neutral blush person like me, then you would love this guy. I'm going to mix two highlighters together because I love doing this. I'm first going to take the shade Stunner, which is this one right here. And alright, then I'm going to take the shade Strobe, which is the one directly above that. I'm not going to take a whole lot of this. And I'm just going to go back into my Hard Candy palette here because I think I am going to do neutral. I'm going to take the shade right here, which is the one next to the shade we used in this palette. I'm going to take this gray right here. I'm going to highlight my brow bone. And I'm going to use the lightest shade in the palette, which is actually the Swan. I'm actually going to take a little bit of white sand as well to highlight my brow. I feel like this is a shimmery shade, but it's not super intense shimmery. Alright, so now I'm going to take the Tarte palette again, and I'm going to take the shade Mystic, which is this one right here. And I know that, I think it's Makeup Geek has a shade that's almost identical to this. I don't have any Makeup Geek shadows, but I have seen it on the internet. And I'm going to pop this. Alright, for this dramatic of a look, I think I'm going to do eyeliner. So I'm going to take the L'Oreal Infallible Matte eyeliner in the shade Ultra Black. I thought it was just black, but it's actually ultra black. For mascara, I'm actually going to take the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Mascara. This is my current obsession. And I know it's pretty pricey, but I mean, it is honestly worth it. I know so many people say that, but it really, truly is amazing. Now for the whole reason I did this look. The liquid lipstick. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Insomniac. Look at it. Oh my god, it's such a cool color. I have 3 other liquid lipsticks by Anastasia. I'm gonna grab them just because there's only 3. And these are the colors. They're red, like a dark pink, and a lightish pink. They're all pretty much pretty similar. So I actually went into Sephora and I got this one. And I honestly can say I don't have a single color like this in my collection. They're all pinks, mauves, and reds. So I picked up this one. I was so close to getting a mauve, but I didn't. I actually don't have like a perfect mauve, but I'm still looking. But I don't have a lip liner that matches this. So we're gonna hope for the best. Okay guys, And this is the completed look. Now, this liquid lipstick does make your teeth look a little bit yellow, but I'm okay with that. This is such a unique color for me. It's definitely out of my comfort zone a lot, which is kind of why I wanted to do a blue eye as well. Next time I use this look, it probably won't be this dramatic next time I use this liquid lip, it definitely probably more likely will not be such a dramatic look. For sure, you can definitely do like a neutral eye and pair with this lip. It would be incredible. But I wanted to do something a little bit different for me because my first instinct when I saw this was neutral eye, bold lip. So what if I did a blue eye with like a blue-green lip? I feel like it would just be super cool, and I like it a lot. It's really cool. It's really different for me. So yeah, that is it for this video. So please leave your video requests down below or DM them to me on my social media, which is always linked down below. And subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and I will see you in my next video.